like the sound of winter.
I am speaking to the frontman of Bush right now, Mr. Gavin Rossdale. Thank you, sir.
Of course. How are you?
Very good, and thank you so very much for your time. We appreciate it. I know that you're a busy guy, got a lot of things going on, so we appreciate grabbing you for a few minutes before the show tonight.
My pleasure. I got to make it up to St. Louis.
Now, so the last time, we'll just get this out of the air, clear the air. The last time that you were supposed to open for, I believe it was the Nickelback and Seether tour, you guys were not able to play, and that was due to some flight problems that you had.
Yeah, no flight. I was sat on a flight that got cancelled, so that was a weird sensation. So I'm really glad to get the chance to make it up. And how you're going to get 50,000 people in this venue is an achievement, but I respect you for it.
Well, we're really smart people here, man, to be very honest with you.
It's going to be very crowded.
There's some engineers here that'll make it happen. I got just a couple of questions for you, but Bush, of course, has had a great run of success. Top 5 singles at the alternative radio format. When you look back at what you have accomplished and what you have done in your career as a member of Bush and as the frontman of the band, is there a particular moment that you're most proud of? Is there a song? Is there something that sticks out that you just are really super proud of that you took part in?
I think it's just having people come to the shows, every single night, and respecting that and appreciating that. Because obviously, without fans and people coming to enjoy your music, we're nothing. So it really is just down to that daily feeling. Like I played a show the other night, 2 nights ago, and I saw a lot of the Bush Army at the front, and that made such a different an impact on me, because it just feels like that continuity, and then you're trying to keep the standards up. So really just trying to make every show memorable, every day memorable.
That's got to be tough. I mean, you consistently seemingly have to one-up yourself every day.
I exhaust myself. I'm so tired of myself. But yeah.
But no, seriously,
that's the way that I think of it, is that if you can't, every show has to be as if it's the first and the last show you'll ever play, or else there's kind of no point in playing it, because there's plenty of other people that would appreciate the slot. So that's the way I think about it. It's pretty simple.
Now, what do you have to do different tonight when you're playing, a room that fits a couple thousand, as opposed to when you are playing opening for Nickelback and, playing in front of 20,000 people? I'm assuming that probably the sets might be a little bit different. What kind of things, do come about?
Yeah, I mean, the set length changes, but really the most important thing is that the performance and the attitude stays the same. I enjoy that. So sometimes we do like a stripped down version of Bush. It's the same intensity as if we're playing for, 20,000 people, same as if we're playing for 300 people. There's only one speed, which is full on. And I don't know, this is the way I've always thought about it. Because, if you look at it the other way, like obviously performers, we love it when we play to 20,000 people, because it really soothes, massages the ego, and we feel really great. This crowd is so loud. But, from a fan's perspective, the favorite shows that I've ever seen have usually been in smaller venues where I can connect more with the band. So you always tread that line between what you want and what's really good for people that like your music.
Now, I was doing a little bit of research, knowing that I was going to speak to you today, and I know that you and Robin are 2 of the original members of the band, but now you have Chris Traynor and Corey along for the ride as well, and I didn't know that Chris was in Helmet and Rival Schools and Orange 9mm. How did you come across these guys to be in the current version of Bush?
Well, Corey and Chris. Well, I've played with Chris for a long time, so since 2002.
Because he did Bush and then Institute.
Yeah, exactly. So he did Bush, Institute, then he did he's been with Rival Schools, as you say, then he went back to Helmet. So Chris and I have been working together a long time. Then Corey joined us, and he began playing on the solo tour. So I had a successful solo tour for solo tours, as much as solo careers as much as they go. 2 million downloads, not too bad. And I just basically kept those guys. So when we did Bush, we just got Robin back and then started playing the Bush songs, and it's pretty simple, really.
Very good. Now, with the current state of the music industry and how there are fewer and fewer labels, seemingly signing fewer and fewer bands, do you believe that Bush would have had the success would you have had the same success now if you were breaking out as you did back in the 90s? I hope that's making sense.
I think we would have been more successful.
Ah. Yeah, oh, well, very good. All right, I guess that's it. I
went
just
for
wonder
the
if it would be a little bit tougher.
I went for the surprising answer. Yeah, obviously it would have been impossible to do what we did. So you don't have the same kind of synergy between television and music and popular culture. So now it's just a different thing. So there's not a hell's chance that we would have the same. But there you go. That's timing for you.
I mean, but do you kind of empathize with younger bands, or do you just look at it as a different sort of, they got to go about it in a different way?
Yeah, of course. I have deep sympathy for identification with people who are young and want to try this music thing because they believe in it. And I feel bad that the avenues have been shut down so much, and really it's hard to break through. But having said that, at the end of the day, the most incredible aspect about this world is that it always comes down to songs, and people are not going to stop wanting to hear great music. People are not going to stop wanting to see a great band. So I naively believe that if you have the quality, you will find a way.
Cream rises to the top.
Allegedly,
sort of thing.
Yes, yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway.
Not if you're a vegan.
Now, is there, if we could kind of look back upon the history of your band, is there a band that you have played with or a tour that you have been on that you either really enjoyed yourself for whatever reason, either you became great friends with the band or you just really enjoyed seeing them every night, or is there something that kind of sticks out over the years, a band or two?
Yeah, maybe touring with the Jesus Lizard, who's one of my favorite bands, and they were from Chicago, and they were a big alternative underground band from Chicago. Playing with them was a real highlight. There was a band called Souls, who was a band I signed to my label, Mad Dog Winston, and that was incredible touring with them. Various shows, the people that stuck out. It was incredible touring with Nico Vega, who's a small band from Los Angeles, but they're really powerful and incredible. Watching, did a show here and there with Florence the Machine. Watching her, she was pretty inspirational.
She is amazing.
She is totally amazing. And then there's the tour that I didn't do with PJ Harvey. That's should still happen.
Well, that's great. I mean, that kind of runs a pretty good gamut of things. Now, my final question for you today, and this is the one that I'm most interested about out of everything we've talked about today. My iPod is my favorite thing. I mean, it is with me almost always. What does Gavin Rossdale have on his iPod? What do you listen to? Or do you have an iPod? Maybe you don't even have one.
Yeah, well, I think I use my phone more, iPad, phone, all
Sure.
that stuff. Well, I go between... Right now, I've been listening to the Soundgarden record, which is fun to have that out. And there's the Alex Clare record that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And also stuff that I've been finding on Beatport, because I like, when I come off of stage from rock shows, I don't always want to hear rock music.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been listening to a lot of stuff on Beatport.com and just finding weird, strange music on there. And then there's a lot of just sifting back through a lot of my older collections of really good dancehall, really good reggae, and Tool, a lot of Tool and Maynard, because I've listened to Pussifer and Perfect Circle, because I've been writing new songs and I think Maynard is one of my favorite singers, so I love to hear what he does, and been studying Tool a bit.
I mean, that guy...
They must have a new record coming out soon.
Supposed to. There's going to be a Pussifer EP in February. I do know that. It's called, I believe, the Donkey Punch EP, if I'm not mistaken, in true Pussifer style.
Right.
And then we're supposed to have a Tool record sometime in 2013, they tell us. That's just one of those guys, Gavin, that, you speak very highly of him. I don't think I could ever get sick of anything that guy does.
No, it's pretty amazing. And... it's pretty incredible to have the Perfect Circle and Tool in your sort of back pocket. I know Billy Howardell as well, who he does the Perfect Circle with, and I know all those guys actually. So I'm just a big fan of that band, and I hope they make another record. But he's pretty busy, that guy.
Absolutely. Now, Gavin, we appreciate your time. One more thing before we let you go. What's next for Bush? You said you're writing, so does that mean that there is an album in the works?
Yeah. I'm like probably halfway through writing the new record, and then I'm going to go back and spend the next 2 months finishing that up, and then it goes through the Bush mill, and then we work that out in a rehearsal room, and then we're going to go record it with someone. And that's the beauty of being on our own label now, is that we don't have to have the major label delays that become part of being on a major label.
Now, will you just record that here? Will you record that in LA, I would assume?
Yeah, I think so.
Very good. Well, Gavin Rossdale from Bush, you have been nothing but a gentleman both times that we have spoken, and I thank you so very much for your time. If you are on the fence about coming to this show tonight, it's a great three-band bill: Hollow Point Heroes, Brookroyal, and, of course, Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Gavin Rossdale. Thank you so much. Let's do The Sound of Winter from Bush here at 105.7 The Point, Everything Alternative.